whether it's Joe Biden, Senator Mitch McConnell, or President Trump himself. The baby boomers have a firm grasp on power in Washington, and they don't seem to want to let go. Three senators are more than 1 in 3 senators are over the age of 70. In the House of Representatives, the average age is closer to 60. Where power goes, money follows. The Fed estimates that 73% of all wealth is currently held by Americans over the age of 55. Arguably, not surprisingly, because that's when you've made your money. Our next guest says the oldest and richest amongst us are hoarding power and wealth to the detriment of the wider society. It's Professor Samuel Moyn, Professor of Law and History at Yale. He's also the author of Gerontocracy in America, How the Old Are Hoarding and What to Do About It. What's the big problem? Inevitably, sir, you get to the top jobs when you're later in life because you've worked your way up. So that's quite normal. What's your difficulty with people staying there?
Well, people are reaching those top positions later and they're staying longer in virtue of the extension of life. And that means they're blocking younger people from getting their share as they age or opportunities in the first place. And that's why we've seen that younger people are locked out of housing. The age income gap has been increasing. The age wealth gap has been increasing. And so all of these are injustices that I think counsel us to usher some older people to the exit sooner from their jobs, if that's what we're talking about.
But we have a good example of Mitch McConnell, who, whatever his actual medical condition is, he's stepping down anyway at the next election. Some people say let him go gracefully. Others arguably would say he should have retired or he should have stepped down a lot sooner. When to go? You know, I heard a phrase once about prime ministers. Somebody said about Margaret Thatcher. They said, you get used to the traffic lights always being green. It's it's like a drug. They get used to the power and they stay.
That's true across social life and not just of politicians. Power corrupts. And in the American system where so many elections are uncontested and the incumbency advantages are so great, we basically have people who have no reason to leave, no incentive and no pressure. And they lose touch with their constituencies who can't get rid of them. And so there and across American life, I think we are dealing with a problem that I've called, that others are calling gerontocracy. And it's really a matter of a conversation to think about how we curtail it.
All right, well, let's take me, for example. Now, I've been doing Quest Means business. I've been doing Quest Means business for 17 years. And in fact, we're showing on the screen a much younger version of me. There'll be those who say, time for you to move off Quest, out the door that way. Make way for some younger person that's standing in the wings.
Well, that's, I think, between you and your audience, I think there is an important reason to diversify people by age. If we're feminists, we might argue that, you know, women anchors and television hosts don't get to stay as long as they should compared to the distinguished old men who are allowed to hang around. But, you know, I'm for age diversity. Every generation should be represented fairly. And those younger who are coming into their creativity should get a chance rather than, you know, hearing from the same old guys in a rut, although they can bring experience and a certain amount of, acumen to their positions too.
And that's where you get that wonderful phrase, the consultant. Shove him out the door and make them a consultant, or emeritus. That's a good word, isn't it? Put emeritus after the title. It's another good way of getting.
I think, you know, there's a room for an avuncular counseling role. You know, you can tell those to whom you've been, you know, whose power has been has been taken from
Sure.
you and given to them, they can rely on your advice if it's worth following.
But you're right. Right?
I'm
There's
not sure it always is.
Too many old people around in senior
It's not
positions.
that we have more old people today, and they should have more power than in the past. And people who are older are living longer, high functioning lives. That's a wonderful miracle. The question is when it becomes unfair. And in a situation where in Congress we have 17% of the members under 40, compared to so many
Sure.
older men and women, it's unfair. And the same is true across American life and many other countries too. More than half of humanity lives under political
Right.
leaders over 70. It's not right.
And I'm grateful to you, sir, for coming on the program tonight and talking about it. Thank you.